Hello, it is Starlight Brigade, Adventures in Wildspace. We are a couple down today, unfortunately. My camera, as soon as it went live, my camera began to wobble and fall. It is all over the show. The production quality is dreadful in the show. We are a couple down, unfortunately. Luca and Mad can't be here due to festive stuff. But we are still four, and me, ready to go. And I think Monkey is going to recap us on what happened last time while I fix my headset.
Last time, we started off launching off on the ship with Captain Elena Sartell and her plump helmsman Flapjack. Partway as we were flying on our trip towards the Rock of Brawl, we were attacked by some space elves who were pretty dang tough and knocked me unconscious. We eventually dealt with them and captured one and attempted to interrogate him, learning a few things about them. They were representatives of the Zavanian Empire.
Zarixian.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's the name of the adventure, so yes.
I've written Zarixus, and I've also written Zavanian Empire, so who knows?
Me.
Not you, obviously. So they were responsible for the crazy crystals that were on whatever planet we were on before. And also, Elena said that when we do get to the Rock of Brawl, we should speak to Commodore Crooks at the Happy Beholder, who might be able to put us in touch with some work.
That is acceptable. You may have one inspiration. A single inspiration. A small one as a treat. The ship, the Moon Dancer, has pulled in to the Rock of Brawl. Does anyone have any questions before we get into the session? Okay. A very abrupt ending there. So the ship pulls in. You see a row of docks just jutting off a large... I'll go back to the art of what Rock of Brawl looks like, actually. Because I don't think you saw that last time. Where are we? So a large... The fins make it look like this is a creature, but it is not. It is a flat rock. The fins, you can see, are rigged up in a way that makes it clear that sails. Anyone who's been here before will know that they can be used in emergencies to give a slight steer and drift to the rock if it's on a collision course or if anything moves into its orbit. You are on this image, the bottom left, you're pulling in to the docks. A couple of you won't have tokens yet, fear not, I'll place you on the map. I do not have a token for your prisoner. What are we doing with the prisoner?
I ate him.
Of a bound who is taking responsibility for them. Nobody's in charge of the prisoner. The Captain Sartell, is very quick to hand him over, or to raise him the question of so who'll be taking the lead with this one then? I mean, forgive me, I've enjoyed your company, but as I mentioned, there's business for me to get back to, and this is where we're parting ways for now. So you'll need all your effects and this one.
Do you know where we should take him to? Who would be the best authority in which to turn him in?
I mean, the end of a dock, there's a port courthouse where all the smugglers and such are held. There's cells, it's swimming with guards. You could hand him in there, be my reckoning.
Affirmative. I will take the prisoner.
And Zero will collect the prisoner, keep him obviously bound at the hands at the very least, and start to lead him down the dock.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I think if Zero's doing that, would probably accompany and make sure that at least one of their pseudopods is placed firmly on the cuffs, sort of doing like a figure 8 around the cuffs or the bindings that their hands have.
Okay. You see it is a long jetty, similar to the one that you left your planet on, although whereas that had a very, very tumultuous sea underneath, this has the endless abyss of space looming up beneath you. Other than that, the place you're walking towards looks to be very normal and terrestrial. You see the commerce of a town in the distance. This very much would just be like disembarking from any ship back home. A number of guards stand on the jetty, one bit more forward than the others with a clipboard. He doesn't look to be just your usual sort of like dock bureaucrat. He is clearly heavily armed, but he also does have a clipboard. Sort of looks down the pier towards the Moon Dancer and towards you all, and although he can't tell, you notice it, his sort of companions behind them dotted around the pier all sort of eye up the elf who is bound with you. And we'll also, we'll assume that Harmonia and Aracles are with you and are just non-verbal for the purposes of this session.
They're both famously non-verbal.
Yeah.
They will be handling the paperwork.
The foremost guard steps up to say, "What's the meaning of all this?"
Greetings. We have just come from insert planet here.
Where were we before?
Favorite. Well, I always forget if Faerun's a continent, isn't it? Isn't it Abertorial, the world? I think. Forgotten Realms world.
And on our way, we were assaulted by a Xerixian ship. We took this straggler prisoner and wished to turn him in to authorities.
Oh, right. What ship did you?
Might be prudent to add that the world we have left behind no longer exists, I believe.
Completely destroyed, sad face.
Indeed, it was plagued by these large yellow crystalline structures. But this Xerixian claims that his crew and empire were responsible. Perhaps we can speak to someone who's in charge.
I mean, that would normally be me, but this is a bit of a cut above smuggling and... okay, yes. Bring him along. We can book him in for
Indeed,
planet...
I would say genocide is indeed a cut above smuggling.
Yes. Come along, then. And he heads off. You are all welcome to follow.
Oh, so slow.
Yeah, it's a big map, this. Don't worry. It will change. So he leads you to a large, stately-looking building, clearly very civic in appearance. There's a number of guards outside. There comes a point where he goes to take the control of a restraint from you, Zero. And one of the other guards sort of draws a weapon and steps in behind for some support. And you open the doors and head in, and you find that you're clearly in some sort of civic house of law. There is I say clerk, they're still guarded, they're still armed, behind the desk who sort of looks up and... Did you put the prisoner's helmet back on, or are they just as they were in the art?
I don't think we would. Why? What would be the reason for it?
Yeah. Just as a reminder.
Handsome fellow.
Yeah. The guard, the clerk behind, just looks up from scribbling, just like, all right, a smuggler, a straggler. What are we calling it?
Genocidal. Genocidist.
Genocidist.
Genocide. Much death. Much.
Much death, then, you're saying? I
Indeed.
see.
They're responsible for destroying an entire planet. So, the most serious of crimes.
Well, they did also assault our ship, so I suppose you could call them pirates if that's what fits best into your documents.
Indeed, at the very least, a pirate.
Genocidal pirate.
A genocidal pirate. I see. Well, very well. We can. I've just realised we can't see inside the building on the stream due to something I just thought about that impacts my larger business. Oh well. I'll have to do some thought on that.
We can see it. That's
yes,
all
you can see it, and that is all that matters. Absolutely, it's a beautiful building. But I've realised that stream view requires you to have them set as an observer of the actor, and you're technically inside an actor at the moment through token attacher. So I should consider that going forward. Yes. Well, I can certainly take him and put him in a cell. No doubt the Baron will want to hear of this, with him being Xerixian and all. The usual stipend for... I'm afraid our hand-in tariff doesn't really cover planetary genocide, but 50 gold is more than the usual handover rate. Acceptable, yes?
That sounds more than fair.
Who am I signing it out to?
Personally, I have no use for gold, so... Oh, perhaps you can be the one who signs the forms.
And sort of looking up, seeing sort of who Zero was turning towards, just hands a quill over to you, and just slides a piece of paper over. It's like, require your full name, date of birth, home address, if known.
Oh, retreats inward.
All right.
Can
Thank you, yes. Appreciate it.
I'll handle that. Although, in place of... Yeah. Home address might be a problem.
Do you not talk to strangers, dear?
Talk to strangers, yes.
Evidently. Excellent.
I'll handle the formalities then.
Yeah.
Oh, shrugs again.
And yeah, with that, the prisoner, 2 more guards come out. Weapons drawn. And lead the prisoner through a doorway, and you see it leads only to stone steps heading down. All of you make me a perception check.
Yeah, let's make checks. Damn it!
Good start. Good start.
Oh, just before he leaves your line of sight as the door begins to close. You just see a small smirk on the prisoner's face.
Are we outside yet? No, we're not yet.
No, but the door's shut. He's gone, but you're still there in the entrance foyer, and the guard is there as well as sort of the captain who accompanied you in.
We'll try to memorize that expression.
All right. Do you wish to spread the gold evenly, or do we just agree that we shall invest it into our shared future? Somehow.
As I said, other than for supplies and tools, I have no need for gold, so feel free to split it evenly 5 ways.
Maybe we should make Zero the holder of the gold since he has no use for it. Party use.
It's one
I'm
of them,
happy
isn't it?
to hold on to it if you should so like.
Fine
I
with that.
require feeding question. I get feeding question? I
Fear not,
require
if
feeding.
you need feeding, then we will delve into the communal pot. For all of us. My current balance is 0 platinum, 0 gold, 0 electrum, 0 silver, and 0 copper pieces.
You're a funny guy, Zero.
Updating to 50 gold pieces.
I need to get a cash register noise. Whenever you do that, just ting.
Ka-ching.
Yeah, it's a risk that because Zero will. It's unlikely Zero will be corrupted and be tempted to like thieve and steal and embezzle the gold, but he also may place very little value on it and just like 50 gold pieces does seem reasonable to pet your kitty cat. Okay, yeah, prisoner handed over, money handed over. I imagine it'd be in the form of a writ, but we'll just say that converts to gold. No point ever complicating things with an economy system. You have your money, and are you leaving the courthouse, or do you have questions of the clerk?
Madam Clerk, I would urge you.
That would be metagaming. I'm not going to say that. I was thinking about how you said about his little face, and we should tell him to maximize his security and stuff.
I would warn you, he seemed to think when we were on the ship that he would be able to escape, so be careful.
Well, I mean, I imagine he won't have to. You have brought him to a place where the Xerixians have diplomatic immunity, so as soon as his embassy finds out, I imagine we'll be receiving a visit for his immediate release and handover to the Empire.
How stop that question?
It's interesting.
I didn't hear what G just said there,
Oh,
sorry, as well.
Sorry.
How stop that question?
I mean, he's in the system now. He's down in the cells. When I sign this, a message is magically sent to my superior. How would you intend to... I mean, diplomatic immunity is diplomatic immunity, unfortunately.
The entire race has diplomatic immunity.
They're envoys out here. In Wildspace, absolutely.
Envoys.
So if you do see any other Xerixians out on the streets, I'd recommend against taking any more captives.
Indeed. Perhaps we should have ejected him into space while we had the chance.
Oh my god. And just very loudly returns the paperwork.
Gone for that trash compactor trick, I think.
A conversation for outside, perhaps, I think. Outside of earshot of guards, yes? Conspiracy to commit murder.
They attacked our ship, it would have been self-defense.
Solstice goes outside.
O goes outside and tries to mimic the smirk on their mask of self-expression.
Performance check.
Of course.
DC 12 or accidental Willem Dafoe. Godspeed, Spider-Man. No, you manage an accurate representation of the smirk.
Does it still look like a William Dafoe smirk?
Yeah, of course.
Excellent
So
work.
sis,
Your expressions are really coming on.
What is the space question? What means question?
Have you eaten something sour? I don't.
Has the board of your own company just kicked you out?
He makes that face. I think he thinks we're stupid.
Yeah, well, not too wrong on that account.
Yeah, I think we might be a little stupid.
Baron is big boss.
Indeed.
I mean,
The Baron is the ruler of Varrock, yes.
You're not here.
Oh, you left? Are you saying you've left?
Yeah, I follow
Just
Solstice.
a passing guard in the street, just
No, I follow Solstice outside. Big boss is Cirxian.
Hmm?
Genocidal planet.
Indeed. Xerxes.
Cyrexis.
Xerxes.
What do we do now?
I feel fear.
Fear not, I will protect you.
oh, that's,
And he holds up his fists in like battle ready.
Who protects planets? Question.
I'm afraid that might be a little beyond us.
I mean, the life of this one, I don't think is very important, and our hope was that they would get more information out of him, which I suppose never was the outcome, whatever we did. So I don't think we did too much wrong there.
So, friends, what do you think? Should we see about attending this, the Happy Beholder, where we might speak to Commodore Crooks, or do we have other business?
Our business is to get on a ship, I think.
Yeah,
Feels tired.
Harrison, what time is it in the Rock? Is it like, is there a day-night cycle?
It's obviously not. It's obviously perpetually some sort of light with a drift, and they do. You do find frequent, very, very frequent, like clock towers and displays. We obviously try to keep and hammer home some sort of time system just so people's bodies don't shut down. You see that it is the Rock equivalent to 4 p.m.
Okay. We could go get settled at the Beholder and then try and scope out this guy.
Indeed, at the very minimum, getting lodging and something to eat would be much appreciated. Or, in your case, something to drink, oh.
Feels tired and hungry.
Very well. To the Happy Beholder.
Who knows where it is?
No.
So-
Zero just starts marching off in inland.
Yep, sure. He obviously knows where we're going. Let's go.
So, the Rock of Brawl. You know that there is a top side and a bottom side. The map should just be loading for you all. It's taken a moment for me. I might just need to tell it that it is a.
I don't have a token.
Yeah, it's set to token division. I shall change this.
There we go.
So, the Rock of Brawl. You know there are two sides to it. This is the top side. The bottom side also has gravity. But you are currently... It is a nice map, isn't it, Gija? I can tell from...
So
from your
beautiful.
face. You are here. At the docks.
Does the rock get sunlight?
It does.
Right. Okay.
Almost always at some of some level. Obviously, as it drifts and planets, maybe pass in front of nearby suns, the light is erratic, but it never like drops into full nighttime shadow. The streets carry a bit of almost aurora type haze washing over it fairly often, but it is very faint. You know that the Happy Beholder, Balthazar. Yeah, you have been here before, haven't you, Balthazar?
Here.
To the rock, didn't you say?
I don't think so.
From your spacefaring days? Okay. Then you don't
I
know.
don't think we established that.
You do not know where the Happy Beholder is. Thankfully, there's not a building that has like big googly eyes on top of it on the map.
I feel like I want an even higher res version of this. There's so much stuff going on.
Yeah. This map has made me want to run an urban campaign limited to being on the Rock of Bral in Wildspace, which feels like the strangest, all this untapped potential, but it is just a gorgeous map.
As he's striding forwards, Zero comes to a very sudden stop.
Does anyone know the way to the Happy Beholder?
Found it.
What was that, Gija?
Is that just a guess?
No, there's a beholder on top
of
of this building.
Is there?
I mean, it looks like there could be a beholder on top of this building.
I'm fairly certain that's a crab. I have my. Do you know what?
It's
I
so
have
blurry, I
my.
couldn't
I
tell
have
what it
my version of it. Let me just check. As if that is. That's going to be absolute crackers. I know where I was planning for it to be. It was one of those things where it didn't really matter. But let me see, just for that little mark that G just found. I want to see if it
That
is.
totally looks like a beholder. Come on.
Let's find out what it
No?
if it is. If I load it up and it is, you get inspiration. Let's
This is
have
like
a
when
look.
Where's Waldo moment.
Almost up the map.
I want to go to the fancy side of the rock.
I want to go here.
It
GJ.
looks like
GJ, inspiration.
This is totally like my childhood of like finding like Waldo in this like massive.
I think that's a crab more than anything, but it is not. So yeah, give yourself inspiration for your keen eye in the sky metagame.
I mean, I've got.
I mean,
fantastic perception.
Yeah, I already had inspiration. God darn it. Okay. Fine.
But yeah, walking along as Zero stops and asks this question, you do see. Would O know what a beholder is? Yeah.
Yes.
It's
So
universal.
O will know what a beholder is because
Yeah.
O has a fascination with creatures, and
That she can
a
turn
beholder
into.
would have been something that is kind of would have come across.
I can imagine. Looking past Zero, you do notice a building with a large red stuffed, sort of almost like paper mache looking from here, beholder on the top. Yeah, you notice this.
Pseudopod pointing. Their question?
Wow, excellent perception skills. Oh, that does appear to be a beholder. Let us go.
Okay.
Time skip of marching through. What do we see as we walk down the streets?
Yeah,
of the Rocky Rock?
it's only a few minutes. It's very clear to you that you are in, like, you may be in space, but you're still down at the dockside near enough. A lot of the buildings you see are either warehouses, like storage and stockyards. The rough lower end and sort of looking taverns, and normally behind that and down alleys you see like rows of like more dilapidated housing, but tucked away behind the main streets. The Happy Beholder you see has a bit of a wide berth around it for its nearby buildings, whereas most of them have built in until they're all near enough one giant fire hazard. This one has been afforded a bit of a a friendly little gap around it, to the point where a little patch of grass has managed to grow around it all. It's got its own little garden space. You see many windows in a building. A lot of candlelight inside. And the closer you get, you begin to hear soft but jaunty music and a lot of mumbling. A lot of just customer noise.
What's the population like? Is it mostly humanoids? Do we see some?
It's a
alien
very
species?
wide mix. Yeah, you see a couple of species, but none of you've ever seen before. A couple of them, at first glance to you, Solstice, look almost like your own species until you realise a bit closer that they are not as plant-like, but more insectoid.
Okay.
I feel that as a four-armed travelling space race, you would probably have some knowledge or recognition of Free Kreen, even if you yourself are not one, just by the arguable similarities to yourself. I imagine you've been mistaken for one more than once in the past.
And I think Solstice has a bit of his head on a swivel as they walk through the crowds, just always looking out for another one.
Yeah. But
Damn racists.
plenty of variety in the people and species that you see. You come to the Happy Beholder.
After you,
The
friends.
Beholder's never seen Beholder be happy.
Indeed, I think it's all the teeth.
So a round on you, Zero?
A round of drinks it is. What would everybody like?
Just load you onto the
Sleep.
map. Just sleep. I'm
Just-
just done.
I just need to drink some sleep.
So you should be loading onto the map now.
To answer your question, after all we've been through, I think I just need to hydrate myself a bit. So plain water will do. Just in large quantities.
Anybody else? Solstice?
Whiskey if they've got it.
Whiskey? Oh?
I try whiskey too,
Very well.
and water, and juice, and perhaps caramel milk.
Caramel milk. Coming up.
So yeah, you go in and find yourselves in a very, very busy tavern. Full of patrons at desks, at tables. You see just slowly floating around, going from table to table, an enormous floating entity
He's
with a
called
giant
Large Luigi.
a giant single eye, a much friendlier face than you see on this particular token. But yeah, a large individual floating around. As they're talking to this table with the pink dragon board on, several of the eye stalks spin around and look at you and sort of dart between you all. The eyes all just sort of... The eye stalks will sort of narrow towards you for a moment. I
Would
do
never be seen.
so hate it when the doors aren't closed. Were you born in a barn?
O rushes to the door.
Our
From 10
humble
feet away,
apologies.
extends a solipod and closes the door.
Marvelous.
They did go very literal with the name, didn't they?
And the beholder continues drifting off between patrons.
I greet what I assume, perhaps racistly, is a fire ganassi at the bar.
It is a young fire genasi woman. She's busy sorting out a few glasses, but looks... No, do you know what? No. She's a fantasy barkeeper. She's wiping down the bar with some rag. Of course they are. Looks across you all. Just... Afternoon?
Greetings. If we may, we would like 2 whiskies, 2 waters, a juice, and a caramel milk. And also, do you happen to know if there is a Commodore Crooks available?
Hold on. Juice of what?
Banana.
Do you have
Bana-
banana juice?
No, and we don't have caramel.
I'm sorry, no juice, no banana juice, nor caramel milk.
Is there a different type of juice you'd like?
Do you have?
We've got
Pineapple?
orange.
Do the smells
Orange juice, happy.
Orange? So making an orange juice. As each drink's finished, puts it on the bar in front of you, and then just slides it off down the bar, and it just follows the curvature of the bar, disappears out of sight, and comes back around the other side, and comes to a perfect stop by itself with a little umbrella in each drink.
How delightful.
Sugar in milk, please. Please.
Oh my god. Of course. And then sort of like gets a single spoonful, eyes on her, drops it in,
Small smile face in
Goes
the
back.
mask of expression.
another.
Bigger smile face. Super big smile face. Good. Thank you.
Oh, just doesn't stare at it, but just gives it a bit of a... It's tall enough for glass, which gives it a sort of side slosh. Do you want it warm?
Surprise expression. Never tried.
Hands it over to you, that one, instead of spinning it round.
Soda pod goes in. As steam
Eyebrows
comes out.
go up.
And there's like an immediate there's a wobbly of the amoeba membrane that holds O in place as the sugar hits in, and then you see little like explosions of multicolors, like fireworks, kind of all over inside O as the sugar milk, the hot
That's how
sugar
we all
milk.
feel
So
about
now
sugar, really.
I really want some sugar milk.
Yeah, we need to
yeah.
take a brief milk break. We will return
Yes,
shortly.
Thank you. And it's all gone in matter of seconds. Hot good.
It's a rare delicacy, that's for certain. Hard to come by the milk.
Oh, grabs all the other drinks, the juice, the water, and as many as her their 10-foot soda pods can hold, and wobbles to the whatever table we're going towards.
I've never seen someone so mad for Umber Hulk milk. All new in town?
You could say that.
I mean, I could, but that seems unnecessarily cryptic. I mean, I was just being conversational. That'll be 12 silver, please.
Zero opens up his chest compartment, dives a hand in, roots around for a second, and then pays the nice lady.
What's the outstanding balance there? What's the remaining balance, Zero?
I need to check a
I need
calculator.
a moment.
His computer processor is not that fast.
And it's now full of chocolate milk. So yeah, she hands out a little bit of change and say, "If you want any food, just ask Luigi." And sort of points over towards the beholder.
Right, as for food, I believe we were also looking for someone.
Indeed. Does a Commodore Crux frequent this place? Own this place? Is it?
He frequents it. He certainly doesn't own it. Luigi owns it, hence the name.
I see. Is Commodore Crux here at this time?
And she sort of steps either way. I don't believe he. Oh no, he is. He is. Gif over in the corner. And goes back to piling glasses.
Good to know. Do you happen to also provide lodging?
We do. Rooms are for 2, and the rate is 1 gold per room per night.
What do you say, friends? If we were to get rooms here, we may also need to share the space or opt for individual rooms. What would be your preferences? Oh, I'd be happy to share a room with you, should you be
Sure.
so willing.
Share.
Solstice, Balthazar, perhaps you might prefer your own space.
I'm
I
good
don't-
to share.
I don't mind either way, yeah.
Oh, such fast friends. Very well. We'll take 3 rooms.
3.
Yep. 1 for those who aren't here.
Indeed.
You don't snore, do you, Balthazar?
The fucking hippo.
Wouldn't tell you. Wasn't the worst thing that happened. The bus.
Perhaps
I
as said,
really
we
thought you were
could,
going to say, wasn't the worst thing I did in my sleep.
Perhaps as Oz said, we should get food before we approach the Commodore. Are you guys hungry?
There's a whole body nodding going on O's.
Oh, certainly is. I'm sure a big strong man like you, Balthazar, could use some sustenance. Are there any tables free that we might eat?
All right.
Are you asking her, or are you sort of asking to the group?
That latter bit, I would be asking her.
She, again comes back from the task. She keeps getting pulled from. She's like, any table that doesn't have someone sat at it is a free table. Okay?
Very well.
Okay.
We shall look around.
There's a booth over here, guys.
Ooh, a booth would be excellent. It seems that the general tables are quite busy.
Sort of walking by Balthazar, you just hear snippets of, and then I simply reached into its throat and tore the jewel out. That's how I came to possess it, of course. And mutters of disbelief from this group sat here. There definitely appears to be some exchange of tall tales and deeds of heroics.
Sure thing. Do they pay any attention to us as we pass?
A bit of a glance over the shoulder from the blue tiefling watches a couple of you by.
Okay.
You would notice as well, Solstice, there are a couple of 3 Kreen in here.
Do they pay any attention to me as I go past? Or...
Well, we didn't really establish this in your backstory. Do you think they would pay it? Do you think the 3 Kreen would make a note of you when seen? Or...
No, I don't think so. They might just, they might, like you say, mistake me for a 3 Kreen as I am further away, but also just sort of discount me.
if you wave them with 4 arms at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them gives you. One of them sees you and gives you non-committally the up nod before returning to what he was doing. You hear from a group nearby, like, it's nothing. Absolute rubbish. Everybody knows the jewel isn't in its throat. It's near the arse. The bottom of the spine. That's how I know you're talking rubbish. Yeah, you settle into a booth.
I have nothing to say about where the jewel belongs.
No.
Yep.
Just walking past that.
Some time, about 15 minutes, unless you go searching, Luigi begins to drift his way up towards you. It's disconcerting, like, as he's making his way around the bar, like, you can see his directions coming towards you, but he himself is stopping and turning and talking to people. But one of the eyes is fixated on you, and as he gets closer, other eyes begin to lock in until all except the main eye are focused on you. As he drifts up, his main eye looks down at this group, and then it suddenly swivels to you. Yes?
Greetings, friend. I think we'd be interested in some meals, if we may.
Yes. What would you like?
Nothing for me, but my friends here.
Would there be any menu?
It would be typical inn fare, but then you would see things that wouldn't normally fit in. You see references to scaver fillet.
Oh,
You may remember.
lovely.
You may remember from one of Mr. Death's descriptions that scavers are effectively space sharks, but like scavenger sharks. Hence the name. There are a few different varieties. They go from like sort of dogfish size to like basking shark size. But yeah, there is reference to them, and also Kindori caviar, which stands out on the menu as being astronomically expensive compared to everything else.
Now let's read with that.
350 gold a serving.
How are the sharks? Are they extremely costly as well? The scavers?
Varies based on the cut, and it mentions they have all the way up to. They have a very expensive braised void scaver, which comes in at 40 gold a portion.
Well, no. I don't really care about the cuts that much. I'm just happy to sink my teeth into one of those. So, we'll go with the more economical option.
I mean, I'm sure there's scraps. I could possibly fix you up some scaver scampi.
That sounds lovely.
Excellent. Sorry. Quiet, you. I can certainly procure that for you. What else can I fix?
Nothing for me, pal.
No, indeed. Not even further refreshment.
I'll take a pint of water.
Yes. Turns to you. Yes.
Blended plants.
The eyes turn towards Solstice for a second. Very barbaric of you. What blended plants?
Any?
A mint tulip?
Okay.
A mint tulip it is. And you, my broad-sided companion? To Balthazar.
What about me?
What can I get you?
Scampi.
Yeah, we have.
I'm afraid we don't serve scampi.
You have just offered that.
Did I?
Indeed.
Then of course.
Scavascamp.
Scavascamp, yes.
Scavascampi, I'm sure that can be a thing.
Perfect.
Very well.
Insights. I would like to kind of like try to read the many eyes and expressions. Mostly trying to see if someone took over for a moment there.
Right, okay. Yeah, make a perception check. Oh, sorry, insight. Insight. Sorry.
check. Can I guide myself? Probably not, because it's a spell. It takes a while to cast.
Yeah, it'd be like it'd be a bit of a display.
21.
Luigi is erratic and difficult to read. There's so much going on. There's so much sensory input that, combined with like just the sheer size and this being a first meeting and the obviously erratic manner of speech, you don't manage to glean if there was anything interesting going on there. I will actually let you try to guide yourself.
Cool.
But as you go to do so, whether discreetly or not, you find that the magic just doesn't work. You no longer have that command to bless or imbue yourself the way you have previously. It's just not there.
Can I very quickly try to bring out my pseudopods have spines, which is how their primal savagery manifests. Can I try to like basically like become a porcupine and like bring all of those out for a moment? And I'm assuming that will also fail.
I'm just checking.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, is it a cantrip? Then yeah, it
It's
does
a
not
cantrip.
work. It does not work.
Yeah. Interesting.
You seem to not have your ability to use magic. Your mind perhaps goes to the milk that you drank. Everybody
I
make
need
me.
sleep.
Everybody make me a Arcana. Yeah, an Arcana check.
I've been laced.
Solid.
Solstice, you might not have encountered a beholder before, but you've heard about them. You've heard about the Death Tyrant ships. There are beholder pirates that travel around rarely through Wildspace in ships that are just giant asteroids carved out by beholders' eye beams and meant to be one of the most dreadful things to encounter in Wildspace. So you've heard enough tales. You know that there is a huge projection, like an invisible cone that comes from a beholder's main eye, and any and all magical effects are suppressed within that. So as you hear, possibly not in character, cry out that they've been laced, you know that in fact they're likely just in the anti-magic field.
So I'll communicate that briefly and just be like, "Oh, it's okay. Just give it a second. He'll go away and he'll be fine again."
Yeah, you're always currently kind of like banging part of their body, trying to like put it out, and stops doing that when you say that.
And Luigi's like, "Are we in town for business or pleasure?"
Bit of A, bit of B.
Why
Looking
not
for work,
both?
so hopefully business. We were told to speak to Commander Commodore Crooks.
Oh, well. He's over there. With the parrot.
The parrot.
The parrot is mine. He flies around as he wishes. He perks up those who need perking. Keeps the coin flowing.
And
See
what
the
was
parrot?
your name?
My name. I am Large Luigi. The proprietor. Yes?
The happy beholder himself.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure to have met you. What are your names?
My name is Zero.
I'm Balthazar.
Oh,
Oh?
oh,
Oh.
oh.
Oh dear.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you, oh dear.
Sure.
And you, sir? My dexterous friend. The eyes all one by one onto you, Solstice.
Oh, okay.
Also
yeah.
called O. So many O's. And a
This is how I have
zero.
it.
O, Zero, and Balthazar.
Solstice is like face palming with all four hands.
I shall return with your refreshments, your mint tulip, madam, and your meals post-haste. And then just turns and drifts.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking it's very good that we found each other, because we sure as hell don't make friends fast.
Sort of looks towards the leaving Luigi.
I don't like that one.
Why not? Question.
Yes,
Seems
why
friendly.
not? Eyes facing backwards.
Is he really?
No, but the eyes do focus on you as you say it.
Cool.
Oh no. Must be all the eyes.
You know, make friends easy? Question.
I mean, judging by our recent displays, we all have some communication troubles, don't we?
No. Confused.
All right.
No. I wait for adults to speak, then I speak. Respect.
Right, respect, yeah. We'll surely need to show respect towards the Commodore over there. Wouldn't be a problem.
Out of interest, how old are you all?
Intriguing question. May I ask, why does it matter to you? Do you
Since
have...
Bo referred to us as adults, I'm curious as to everybody's ages. I believe I am approximately 5 years old.
A child.
A wee babe.
Question.
I was 13 a while ago.
13 and 5.
That's such an unusually cryptic. That's because it isn't just I'm 13 or I'm 14 now. It's like a while ago I was 13. It's like
When
what
I
are
left
you?
home, I was 13. I don't know how much time has passed. since then.
Doesn't have a watch.
And times travels weird. Some goes weird when you're in a ship. Sometimes you don't see it go up or down. And it's been a long time. So I am 13. At least.
Well, I'm not quite sure how old Gif gets. I imagine.
I think since like Mordenkainen's, they've, other than elves, I think everything is now. I think elves and
Just
turtle.
human.
Yeah, I feel like elves and turtles are the only ones that don't just have roughly humanoid age.
Sure, cool. Yes, I imagine Balthazar would be like 30 some at most.
I didn't being older. Okay, that's interesting.
You look older.
He does. Certainly does. It's all the scarring, I imagine. Just, all the flaps and such. It's just a lot of skin. You have a lot of skin like that along other humanoids. It makes you look a bit.
Is Balthasar
Older.
wearing his mask all the time?
I would think so, yeah.
So O wouldn't have seen his entire face yet.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I really thought you didn't immediately go, see your face?
No, I think O might have, as you're talking, you see how like little hippo ears in amoeba shape kind of come out of O's, just as they're concentrating on your form. That kind of like manifests that way. It's hard to know if they're doing it on purpose or just as a reflex.
As you're doing this and fluttering my ears, sort of looking across the booth, you see that a couple of a group that were telling stories earlier, sort of turn and are watching you with mild curiosity as you're doing this little display.
They have an easy line of sight on us from there. Seems unlikely.
Really high chairs.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, but they stood up. I feel like it's your typical sort of.
Okay.
You're
okay, no worries.
you're probably about
It's fine.
6 foot.
Everyone stands on chairs in the rock and roll.
It's true.
Maybe they have two sides.
But yeah, they just a bit of a. Doesn't seem to be like any sort of threat or suspicion to it. It's just like they're amused by these fluttering ears.
What about you, Solstice? What is your age?
Kind of shifts a little bit and looks at Balthazar and it's like about the same, something like that.
I see. Well, do you think we should wait for our meal before we visit Commodore Crooks, or should we introduce ourselves?
I mean,
Solstice is gonna sort of point his finger at to the Commodore, and cast message.
oh.
Should be like, all right, pal. It's us up in the booth. And I give it like a wave when I do that. It's 120 feet, the range.
Mm-hmm.
You open to a conversation?
And there isn't if you've done this before, you'll be used to people, especially who aren't familiar with it, the big jump reaction and the very sort of confused, tentative reply. You get to the end of your mess and looking over at the Commodore. I'm not showing you what he looks like. He is a large, but he looks younger than Balthazar, purely just by virtue of not being as wounded and roughed up. But yeah, this is a very accurate depiction of he. He's sat in his chair, leaning slightly over the table. He does not jump when the message comes through. When you get to the end of it, there's a few seconds pause, and then, not mentally, you all just hear a "What? What are you saying? No, I don't. Gets back to his cups. He seems to be a bit inebriated.
Send him another message and just say, behind you. I'm trying to work out whether he's putting it on or not.
You say behind you, and there's a pause, and then quickly he spins, whips the heavy blunderbuss sort of pistol out from his belt, and just fires a shot into the wall as he staggers backwards, like just behind him. He's like, ugh! No, the parrot takes off, like, at it again! It's at it again! And flies over to Luigi. And,
Parrot's
like,
my next character.
and the music just sort of slows for a moment from the gnome who's been playing on stage. Everyone stops and turns and looks at the Commodore for a moment before he sort of snug up on me. It's fine. It's fine. Just sinks back into his chair.
Haven't we just discussed the importance of respect in this here conversation?
Is message out loud? Do you hear what I'm saying?
I mean, it is a whisper. You do whisper
Yeah.
it, so I'm not sure how. And I'm not sure if. No, I think it's just verbal, so this is.
Yeah, whisper.
I imagine we would notice that you're doing something at least.
The target and only the target hears the message.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
So after a message,
So we're just observing the weird behavior of Commodore.
What has that been doing then?
I think he's a little under the weather. Perhaps
Seems so.
a morning discussion with some coffee might be a wiser choice.
If he stays for the night, he might be just leaving soon.
Up
Do
to
we
you.
know? Oh, sorry.
I just sort of gestured to the steps and I'm like, up to you.
Did we know anything about Commodore? Sort of like, does he's? What were we trying to say?
You were tasked with him
Yeah.
if you were looking for a ship or work,
Mm-hmm.
or if you wanted to know more about the Xerixians.
All right.
He's a bit of an old hand
Sure.
on the rock.
Well, maybe just let's keep an eye on him for now, see what happens. Let's eat our food when it arrives, and we'll see.
And it does arrive shortly after, some 10 minutes. A large meal is brought to you. It's all perfectly fine. Your scampi is a colossal portion. It's clearly all of like the leftovers from the day. Not the best quality, but it's clearly the gristle, the end bits, what's been left from like other wastage from other portions of dishes. But it is a large meal.
Taste matters not.
It's just the vengeance.
Yes.
The meals are all served because it is an important moral issue close to my heart. All the meals are served on plates. There are no wooden boards or pieces of slate. There are no single plums served in perfume
What about
floating in
my-
a man's hat. Your mint
my
julep
juice?
is in a glass.
Okay.
But yeah, you kind of maybe expecting a bowl or a salad out, just have a tall frosted glass with quite a few mint leaves in.
Not very nutritious, but it will do.
A straw that has two googly eyes on.
Soda pod goes in. Strahd completely ignored. I have my own.
The drink is strong alcoholic drink. Were you touching alcohol in the Flame and Eye Tavern? I can't remember if you've avoided so far.
No.
Yeah.
No.
this-
Oh no, there wasn't any. Actually, I think this is the first alcohol that O's had. Is that right?
Yeah.
Zero. No, I think you got me coffee, juice, and water. I think you got me.
Also, possibly a tea.
Yeah.
So you go through. I mean, Imagine the first drink being a 15% cocktail. You feel that wave of, am I sick? Am I warm? Am I cold? It's spreading. Why am I feeling heavy? Yeah.
There's
begins
a
to feel it.
wild rainbow of colors swirling inside and it's kind of like a psychedelic painting, kind of appearing and disappearing, like one of those psychedelic jellyfishes kind of thing.
You look like you're enjoying your whiskey.
The mask kind of like comes down as it feels like all usually can hold their amoeba shape, but now it's kind of they're looking a bit slurry and kind of like a bit spready, and it's kind of like
melting.
melt. Yeah, they're just gonna melt, and that's it.
You are surely one of the most expressive creatures I have ever witnessed. Marvelous.
Perhaps one whiskey is enough, though.
Aren't you curious what happens with more?
Didn't take you for a party animal.
Yeah. The rest of the food is fine. Through sitting here, eating, all of you can take a short rest. Oh, can you make me a Constitution saving throw, DC 12?
They can certainly try. Crap. Close to same. Con saves.
You
Please?
feel heavy and sluggish, but you manage to avoid the effects of drunkenness.
Is it because they fell asleep, though? I think it's because they fell asleep.
Okay.
I think it takes you a second because there's no obvious signs. The mask has been basically not moving for at least a couple of minutes, but otherwise there's no signs of. There's no eyes to close. There's no mouth to snore.
Do they continue shifting through colour?
Not until we enter REM, which is not going to be at this
Okay.
point.
Okay. So we have a lightly snoring jelly nightlight. Everybody else has their meal. You see patrons come and go with a slight shift. You observe, those of you who ever spent any time in taverns, most people here are not staying for one and moving along. This looks to be a place to dig in and try and keep your table. You see the usual planning of if someone needs a drink or someone needs the toilet, it's I'll hold the table, you get drinks on the way back. People like their spots here. For those of you who are tavern trawlers, you would know this is probably the place to be. At least, certainly in this part of town. You do see a couple of times the Commodore get up and go over to the bar, using his longer gun as a bit of a walking stick. He does not seem as drunk as he may have seemed from his initial outburst and negligent discharge. He is perhaps just jumpy. But yeah, he goes up a couple of times. Sometimes he goes up and places an order. Sometimes Luigi comes over. On more than one occasion, you can see that he dispatches the parrot. The parrot will go and perch on the central island, and although you can't really hear what it's saying, you'll notice one of the servant staff will look up and look over at the Commodore and go and take him a drink.
I think it would be worth our while visiting the Commodore sooner rather than later. What do you say?
We can try.
Sure thing.
Seems to be quite capable still.
Yeah, what are you? Are you all leaving go? Sleeping alone in my booth?
Oh, shit. I'll try and
Or
pick her
you-
up.
Do you say wake her up or pick her up?
Pick her up.
Okay.
Pick up the pile of jelly.
Does O consent to being picked?
I think at this moment is kind of beyond consent, but not in a bad way. Just in a kind of like they're passed out. They're happy to they're just happy to consent to all being picked up.
Yep. You're carrying this. I imagine it's like carrying a cling film bin bag of jelly. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Forearms helps.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. Just don't pierce it.
Does O snore?
No, there's no cavity.
That's
really.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Hence the liquid diet, unless they are transformed into their wild shape.
make your way over. Luigi eyeing you with curiosity as you carry this unconscious individual across his bar as they throw out RGB colours. And yeah, you approach the table where the Commodore is sat, leant over quite a vast collection of mugs. You notice the staff have been quite quick to clear the mugs here, but he still is managing to outpace them a bit. And he sort of looks up and across you all as the parrot comes back and lands on his shoulder. So,
Commodore, would you make us the honor of allowing us to join you at this table?
to what
Yeah.
end?
We'll happily pay for your drink.
Why would you want to sit with me? What's the catch?
Well, we would really like to talk business.
And I've got no interest. And he seems to sort of go to like a pocket where you imagine coins normally are. He's like, go on. What sort of business? You may as well. Can't talk with a dry tongue. Well,
What would you have?
yes. Thank you.
All right.
And I'll try and take a look at whatever is ahead of him. Like, does he have leftover glasses or something?
Have I described a character who leaves
Yes,
leftovers? Yeah, there is enough. It seems very much like it's just.
What kind of smell does come off of him?
You get engine stripper. Yeah, it seems to be whiskey.
Right, sure. I'll make my way and order some more. In that case.
You're a fixer. You're a relatively new model, aren't you?
Indeed. I've served for 5 years, servicing Spelljammer ships.
None of those pestly THACO issues. You're more of an AC unit, aren't you?
Indeed.
Yes.
Hopefully, I can be of service in the future.
Some of the older editions don't hold up well.
We were sent here by Captain Elena.
Who?
Captain Elena Sartell. She said that you might be a good person to speak to regarding getting some work.
Oh, did she? The fuck is Captain Elena Sartell? Okay, maybe a while ago, but what kind of work? What? I know obviously what you do, unless you've developed any side hobbies, but what about the rest of you?
Well, as you say, I specialize in maintenance and defense, but my friends here have a variety of spelljamming experience and a variety of abilities. You could say that we're a crew in a single package.
Defensive capabilities?
Indeed.
What do you mean by this?
I am proficient in combat and protecting allies under threat.
He will pull his musket out and just go to fire it at you, Zero.
Okay.
You may react if you have one.
I don't think I have any of my abilities left at this point. So
Roll to hit.
unless this is elemental damage, in which case maybe.
Yeah,
He
just
shoots
across,
me, I'm just gonna fucking thunder away then.
just across the table, just a.
Oh, that was so fucking close as well. He whips out the shield, but it is not enough.
Just a chunk of a chest and a load of sparks fly up, and again, patrons all turn again. You hear more than one like, "Commodore, for fuck's sake!" Well, he said it's not my
The
fault.
shot wakes up. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Hugh only sees a musket being pointed at C3RO. They immediately shapeshift into a creature. I don't know which one I have available. I think potentially the small one. I don't have any medium ones. We need to fix this, CM.
It's true. You can just describe.
Well, because this is the ones I have, but there's more available. A four-legged animal of purple fur and scales in their face with large fangs, and they're just kind of like.
There's a moment where you begin that transformation, and then suddenly, and you are back to being going. As everyone turns and looks at the sound of a gunshot, that includes large Luigi, and you are well within the range of his ridiculous.
But is wild shape magic?
It is. I looked it up. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, when I looked up, so I thought what you were doing before was part of your wild shape. There's a sage wisdom. It's like, yeah, it suppresses it, which is ridiculous. If your druid was like the tank in a beholder lair, it's just like, no, you can't turn into anything. None of your spells work. You are a commoner.
Does that mean I don't actually have to spend the use?
Correct. Yeah, we won't burn like you. We'll say that you tried to do. We'll say that you got up and went to do the. Oh, what is it? What film is it where Hugh Jackman goes to do the Wolverine thing, but it isn't Wolverine, and everyone's just like, "What you doing?" There's a film where Hugh Jackman's like, "Ah!" but obviously nothing happens. I'll look it up on the break.
Things are happening because they're always extending their body and going, "Arr!" and the mask is like eyebrows like that, sharp triangle face.
You see him looking very, very confused as he just starts clean. As the smoke comes up into his musket, there is just that first moment of, and that's a pang that hits you a little bit, Balthazar, and then he just starts brushing out the gun while he's just looking at you, and just like, "You told me it was a defensive unit, but I don't understand. I mean, that shield is very slow."
You're right, Zero.
He also said offensive capabilities. And I'm gonna
He just fucking decks him.
I'm gonna hit him with a thunder gauntlet.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my inspiration for advantage. Fuck!
Oh no!
He just almost like he just sort of staggers a little bit, sees it coming, and yes, clearly, and just heavily sinks back down into his chair. A fearsome, a scrapper unit, no doubt.
O is very confused, but all they're seeing is aggression, so they're gonna try to like grapple themselves around this man.
He sank back down into his chair and sort of is holding his gun lazily down at the side. So yeah, he doesn't even resist as he do that. He's like just.
It's been a very, very long day.
I'm not cold. I'm not cold. What is this? It's very nice, but I don't need a blanket. I'm fine. There's plenty of insulation on me.
In their mind, they're just like, stop hurt.
I mean, it hasn't started hurting. I don't know what is going on?
O is also like melting around this person. Like they lose their ability to control kind of like their size when they're asleep and also when they're drunk. So there's literally an O blanket over this dude. If someone wants to help solve that.
I'm just saying that this is very irregular for all of us. It's been a very long day. We're tired. Some of us don't know what they're doing.
Well, if you wanted to get off whatever this is you're doing to me, I mean, I've only known you a few minutes. It just seems a little familiar, but we can talk about what you and your supposed offensive unit want in the way of work.
I'll try to get O off the gentleman.
There's an extremely they just go confused, and the face is just. Like the spirally eyes and the kind of squiggly line as they kind of melt into Balthasar's arms.
All right.
Try to sit you down somewhere else.
Spreads.
The Commodore sort of grabs his big flagon of whiskey. He's like,
fascinating.
All right, let's talk specifics then. What do you want to know? And I would suggest we take 10 minutes there before carrying on.
Sure.
So yeah, we'll be back in 10 minutes. It's that needs to be fixed. Every time, for some reason, every time I come back to this screen now, it logs me back to the login screen for Foundry on the browser source. Very odd. I'll just clip this part out of the video once it loads. Oh, there's a tick box. Shut down source when not visible. I imagine it was that. Okay, let's get back in.
I'm just gonna do that whilst I'm eating, and then I'm almost done. But I'm here.
She's like crouched down next to her computer. Don't look at me!
One thing is you guys, the other thing is the entire internet. I'm not ready for the entire internet.
Yeah.
Or like, I want viewer to watch me eating.
I learned it by watching you! Okay, whenever you're ready, Gigi.
No, we can go.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
need me on camera?
No. Okay, we're back. So yes, the Commodore leans across the table. What are you needing to know?
To know. There's probably things to know, but what we mostly look for is to get to doing something, really.
Mm-hmm.
We're all currently sort of stranded, as we've been on a planet that has faced annihilation.
And how so?
It's a bit of a story. I ask you what you think about the Xerixian Empire.
You see,
you have any
his
thoughts?
expression goes quite stony for a moment. Not the best of friends. Not the best of friends at all.
Well, we could say the same. Do you reckon there's reason to maybe take this conversation elsewhere if they are to be the subject of it? Or will we be fine here?
We'll be fine. In this
Alright.
corner, yes.
Fine then. I'll give him a bit of a rundown, I think, regarding our journey.
Genocidal pirates.
Yeah, basically what happened between the tavern and the tavern.
You see, he gets not excited, but enthusiastically interested to your tale.
I won't go into like too many details. Just give him like a short description, mostly, unless he will be like, tell me more about this and that. But unless he does that, it will be very short.
How long ago was this?
We've arrived a couple hours ago, I believe.
I know it took us a couple of days to get here, didn't it?
Yeah, I have no idea how long the journey took. We didn't get a single long rest though, so it couldn't have been too long.
You did get a long rest.
Did we?
Yeah, when you're on the long stretch after the astral.
Did we now? Did I use that?
Maybe
many spell
you.
slots for
I
something?
think maybe you should have before this session.
We didn't. We definitely
in
didn't.
the travel from a prisoner. Give yourselves a long rest now.
Yay!
Yeah, I think before arriving on the dock, enough time should have passed if you got a long rest.
Okay, that changes things.
Because that was a couple of days. Yeah,
Okay.
characters are just like.
Yeah, I did say. I've been saying like tired, sleep. I prefer different spells actually.
Oh, that changes things. That changes the timeline.
So your planet.
We might have faced a singularity on our way. Hard to tell now.
I mean, you should know that your planet is not yet beyond saving.
Oh? I don't think it's any of us. Right? It's not our native planet for any of us, I don't believe.
Oh, well, fuck it then.
If I recall correctly. Just to be
Isn't
precise, Commodore. I like to be clear about things. We do. We do care about it, I believe. Sort of like it seems so from what I could tell. I'm not quite sure what's going on through all their heads.
I have an idea on what we could do. And I am happy to help you. I don't care for the Rixian Empire at all. But I've heard about what happens, what they do to these worlds. And I did know it was happening again soon. There was a fleet of astral elves that visited the rock a few days. Obviously before launching the attack on your world, they gave what they felt was fair warning to the various captains on the rock, urging them to steer clear of your world, lest their ships be fired upon. They've undoubtedly left spies behind to make sure their warnings were heeded. So I think it's best we continue this conversation aboard my ship.
All right. Fair enough.
I don't have my ship though.
Oh. Oh, that might be a problem then.
It was impounded.
Unlawfully?
Yes, going off moral law. Going off legal law. Technically, not so much. I may have, in a moment of ill-advisedness, put it up for a wager.
Wager? A ship? It's quite a wager.
It was quite a day.
What did you stand to win?
A ship.
Oh.
Ship for a ship.
Well, it would have been 2 ships, but now I have no ship. Mr. Big is not willing to hand the spell-jamming helm back over to me. So she sits there in the dry docks, helmless,
Right.
adrift.
What about your crew?
Scattered until there is a ship to provide any work.
So you need a new helm.
I need a new helm and to get it on my ship, and then we can escape. If we can get the helm, or at least the helm crystals, and sneak aboard the ship, I can get you to where you need to go.
Can we steal this helm back?
You could, but I couldn't. They all recognize me in the casino, but you possibly could.
Well, I vote for crime.
Oh.
He thinks he votes for crime, but he votes for moral justice.
And crime.
I am a fan of moral justice.
Friends? We friends now?
Were we ever not? You brought whiskey.
Confused. Okay. Crystals. Ship. Crew. Happy.
And you say if we retrieve this ship, you have the power and the knowledge to lend to help save the world. A world, I suppose.
A world.
Yeah.
I can deliver us to the place I'm being cagey on my details deliberately now. I've been left in my lurch more than once.
Mm-hmm.
I can be the intermediary who will get us to the person who will show us where we need to go.
Sure. Could I insight
The elves keep... Yeah.
check this?
The elves keep Zarek's space under tight wraps in terms of its location, but I know a cartographer who could get us there.
How is his sanity?
Pardon?
How is his sanity?
She's fine.
So does he seem trustworthy at all? Does it feel
I
like...
will do my usual. I will make a deception check just so there is
Sure,
a
go for
number.
it.
Just so there is a
Nice.
number to compare to.
I do like to do that as well. Cool.
Nice.
He looks thoughtful and distracted. He seems too distracted and wrapped up in this to really be putting much energy into fabricating it or embroidering it all. And you also notice things that possibly others wouldn't when gifts are true. You don't see any of like the flushing in the ears, but quite often comes in with a lie, or his tail does not seem to be agitated in any way. Ooh, do gifts have the tails? I can't remember.
Surely.
I feel like I've seen it in the art.
How else would they ridiculously spray the poo when they go to the toilet like real hippos? Yeah, he seems legit.
Right. I suppose in that case, not sure about moral justice, but I feel like this can be justified.
Well, I'm convinced. Saucer stands up.
I've been
Sit down.
very easily convinced.
A little too easily convinced. You don't even know anything about... Have any of you been to the Rock before? Have any of you been to the Allure?
No, not me, surely.
It is an enchanted, warded casino.
Right.
Weapons, all weapons, must be handed over at the door. There are lasers, light security measures. There are guards everywhere. This will be either a bloodbath or a complex and ambitious heist.
Well, I'm voting for a bloodbath. I'm horrible at subterfuge.
There will be a lot of innocent
Oh,
patrons in there as well. That's a little concerning
it
about
is.
The prospect of a future relationship with you.
It is indeed. Wouldn't want that to happen. Well, I might be forced to sit this one out then, unless you find like an idea for someone who cannot really contribute to a heist of any sort.
I could possibly look into procuring waiting staff uniform. It may be possible to get you in the service entrance.
I do no service.
Not that sort of service, comrade. It would be suspicious if their entire... I mean, even you two who haven't said anything at all so far, I'm presuming that you're in on this. To
You mentioned
Harmonia,
he's in.
to Harmonia and
Oh, okay.
Heracles.
Makes sense.
It would be suspicious for so many new staff on one day. I think it might be worth perhaps splitting and arranging something. I think perhaps for now we should go back to the small property I'm renting and discuss further there, yes?
We could do that. We have rented some rooms, so how would that... can your property, as you say, a small property, hold all of us? Is it like an apartment or is it a bigger thing?
It's an apartment. You wouldn't be staying the night, but we can get away from...
Oh, right, yeah.
If we're talking real details, you could get away
Seems-
from the patrons and be back here in an hour.
Seems perfectly acceptable to me. I don't know about others.
Sounds good.
Okay. We'll just cut through the park and enter Shamtown. No, that was a different place. The map was called Lower City. That was it.
As we walk to Balthazar, O goes, why do you think no help? Question. Why you think no help in subterfuge? Question.
I mean, it's... how is that? He sort of looks at himself. This is a baffling question that I don't think anyone has ever asked me. I don't know. I've never had any practice with it, and I'm just not built for it. So
I can make you. I can help. I can make you good.
that sounds impossible.
I can make you step lightly, make no noise. I can make you a little bit more dexterous.
Interesting. I'm not sure that's all the problems, but it is some of them. So we'll have a lot to converse, I suppose.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I'm glad to mull over this as we learn what the gentleman might offer. I imagine he already has a plan. He had the time to think about it, and he seems keen on retrieving his property, his former property. Maybe he didn't have us in mind, but surely there is some idea there.
Oh is very good at subterfuge. O was hiding for many time before Zero found O.
He did find you.
Oh. Yes, but Zero, very good.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Zero even
even
better
lying.
than O at subterfuge.
Is he?
I'm not sure subterfuge is my strong point. However, I'm happy to attempt anything.
Yes. Defense, offense, and subterfuge. Quite a skill set you got there going.
I get the impression that Harmonia and that other guy would be the better members of our group at subterfuge.
That other guy. Are you foregoing Solstice, who seemed to be the most keen on this? He has to
No.
know a thing or two about these things.
Aracles, that was his name.
Heracles, indeed. Solstice, didn't you say something about smuggling in your past?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's been my trade.
That seems like something that would be useful, right?
Yeah, it's a bit different from
I
breaking
mean, we
and
want to
entering.
smuggle something out of there.
Depends on the size. Usually I'm smuggling something on a ship past other ships, but maybe this is more of a micro scale.
I mean, I'm sure the skills can be transferred.
I guess we'll find out.
So you leave the Happy Beholder.
Yeah, we would.
You head through the streets. You find yourself cutting through a very nice park, very lavish. Streams running either side. You notice there's a stream either side of you, about 5 foot wide. One of them, and the whole park's on a bit of a slope. One of them is flowing uphill. One of them is flowing downhill. And even though it's quite discreet, it's one of his things, but on a primitive level is so unusual that it catches your attention. You can't help but notice just how bizarre this water looks flowing up. Park is relatively busy. You see families just out playing, picnics. joggers, people walking dogs and displacer beasts and other unusual creatures you're not familiar with.
Amazing. Oh, disguised herself as a beastie. Not wild chip, just disguised self.
Halfway through the park, there's a nice little gazebo above the river. As you're beginning to approach it, you notice a few figures stood inside, wearing the same red and white armour, with the face covering visors. One of them wearing something much more grand. And you see them look in your direction, and even though they're all wearing helmets, one of them sort of turns and gives a pointed nod to the others. And they start to step up the gazebo. You see people nearby sort of noticing the tension of something going on and start to like gather their loved ones or, pick up their picnics and start to go. Solstice, you notice a couple of awkward looking town guards nearby sort of see the development, and one of them sort of moves a step forward and the other one grabs him on the arm and shakes his head, and looking a bit pained and awkward, they sort of turn away and go to leave.
Heads up, folks. No trouble.
One who is slightly finer compared to the others has a helmet like this. The ones that are with them, as a reminder, look like this. The one who appears to be in charge, or at least in a bit of a more prominent position to the others, steps forward, cast an eye across you all. Just like, Farfrin Helix, through that slightly modulated voice that comes out. Which of you assassinated Captain Asmadian?
Assassinated who?
The captain above the Dark Star, who, when seeking your cooperation, breaching a blockade, was assassinated and his troops fired upon.
Sounds to me like you are incorrectly advised.
Silence, droid. We are perfectly well advised.
Never heard neither the name of the captain nor the name of the ship. Doesn't mean anything to me.
And yet you have been identified by both our agent, who is now released, and by one of the guards that you handed him over to. You have been made.
Is there anyone else watching us at the moment?
Yeah, but it's very Western style. It's very, people are like, no. If anybody is here, they are like under trees or just off the map. There is a wide, distant, staying the hell away from it audience. No guards. The guards have gone.
Okay. Then Solstice take a step forward and said, "Yeah."
You see, all you.
And then fireball.
Well, fireball. Okay. I appreciate your God. Let's get to combat then. Yeah. So you.
Right. Well,
it was a tense confrontational situation. So there's no surprise, because obviously they're actually about to fire on you as well. So everybody was on edge. So let's put some combat.
Nice.
It was that works. That always works out very well. Though I haven't clicked roll NPCs yet, but I'm confident with a 20, you might come out top. No, that's very, very good when it works out like that. Everybody liked it last time, so I've kept the combat from last time because it was positively received.
And the bopping music we had.
Yeah. That should be coming through now, if it wasn't for you already. But yeah, top of a round, Solstice.
I'm not sure why the tracker says it's my turn.
Oh, because I hadn't. I'm not sure, but there we go. It is Solstice now.
I've got
Cool.
Hang on. Spellbook.
Yeah, this guy hasn't even looked at his spell book.
There we go. Pitiful damage.
I mean, for main one fails. Yeah, fireball bursts out, erupts in the middle, but lovely, beautiful topiaries shredded down to stumps in a matter of seconds. Thoroughly aflame.
Bloody hell.
That poor fox. What else from Solstice? That was your action.
We'll jump behind the end of this bench, and that'll be my turn.
Oh no!
That's so good.
I'm gonna spend my turn doing create and destroy water.
What does the fox say? Ah! I'm dying. Okay. Just to be extra. There we go.
What are these guys armed with? Does it look like?
It looks like they have the same sort of sword hilts and fine bows.
Oh no!
The ones on the ship had. So this guy takes a step back from the flames up onto the pagoda, and he is going to. Let's have a look. I don't think he. No, he's out. Of, not got a good shot on Solstice, so instead he's going to fire on. Oh, most directly in front of him person. Draws that light bow. That was so nearly a crit. First one comes out and hits. Give a reaction now. First one hits. And then he begins to draw again. A second bow. And he goes to fire a... Yeah, it is just like his longbow. And he's going to fire a second arrow. Also hits. Unless anything you can do about the 16 now?
Oh my god. We're lucky that was such a low roll, honestly.
That's all he can do.
These guys do so much damage.
Oh, may I just do the block thingy? I am near her, and we
Interception.
and we weren't surprised. So
you can this time, but be quicker. But yeah, you can.
Yeah.
No, I said nobody was surprised.
Yeah, I wanted to confirm that I can use my reaction. So that would be 1d10 plus 3, right? Proficiency bonus, yeah. Well, only 4. So you can.
I have added 4 HP back onto O.
Yay! Thank you.
The honor guard steps forward and will hold their action. They have their bow held loosely down at their side. Oh, it's you.
Okay. Oh, it's been a minute. O is very hurt and very scared, and it says, friends! Eat friends! And she's gonna cast Conjure Animals.
Yeah, she is.
And catch the... Oh, what do Companion Manager, huh? Excuse me?
We have the... Wait, are you doing CR1 or CR2?
I'm gonna do 2 CR1s, please.
Okay, so... The first one... There are no available results that can be drawn from this table. Oh, it's lost the formula. 1 second. So 2 CR1 beast does that.
Yes.
Yep, the spell does its thing. There is a...
Where are they?
And so, give me a second.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Where my friend?
It's meant to be a tiger. I don't know why it's come through with that one. I don't know why the brown bear is so small. But yes, there is a brown bear.
Can they be closer? Can they be summoned? Do they need to be summoned by me?
I don't think we need to. I just had to put on a map somewhere. Where do you want them to be?
Of course,
Right
flanking
up at its
this
yeah.
lady.
Flanking.
Yes. And I will turn into this beautiful striped, muscly beast that we know as direwolf, even though it's not a direwolf. DM, remind me. Do you want me just to drag these?
Yeah, you drag it onto
my
your
sheet?
onto your open character sheet, and it will pop up with a little menu, and at the bottom you can click wild shape.
I don't. You know what? I don't think that works with pop-up. I think that's the issue. Let me just do it without
Yeah,
pop-up.
probably not.
No, I can do it. Still doesn't do it for me.
Okay. Wild shape.
I thank you.
That's cool.
And now I should have movement, which is 50 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to move forward.
In the space of 6 seconds, this guy's just suddenly surrounded. But as you begin to move forward, the held action,
It shoots me.
it will shoot you, yeah.
Stop shooting me! Got like no AC. So. Nope, that hits. Can you down me in one? Nope, but almost.
This big beam of light trails behind that arrow as it punches through you. Okay, yeah, but now you're close. Oh my god, the animals immediately... So there's this moment where these amorphous spirits appear, surround them, they fire off at you as you're charging towards them, and they disappear out. Didn't even need to stick them in the initiative order. So yeah, it's just you and the beast. That's you, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Fantastic turn.
Oh, sorry, skipped past that. This one is going to... she clicked next before I clicked next, so it skipped one of the Astral Elves. This one rushes off to the side and is going to fire at Balthazar.
Oh.
Anything but 19?
No. Take it. Jesus.
And then we'll fire again.
Delete the creatures.
Did what, sorry?
Where are the bear and the tiger?
She got shot and immediately failed her concentration.
Oh, bummer.
The second one misses. Yeah, that's why she was like, greater, cool. That's all he can do. Balthazar, it's you.
Alright, you bastard. I'll happily charge at the leader just directly, and I will use my bonus action to attack. That will be from the charger thingy, and it will be just a maul attack. So let's go with that. That's a 15 misses. I will use. Yeah, I think I need to. That's 9. That's 3 misses. Yeah, I will use guided strike to add +10 to this roll. This is my channel divinity. So that hits them, I imagine, with 25.
Oh no, it's out by what? Yeah, of course it. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Cool. All right then. So this will be damage. That will be. Oh, I will load up smite into it on first level. So that's +2d8.
Give me the big numbers.
And I will use Astral Spark as well, which adds
Paladins, man.
+3.
I will do all of the things, DM.
Plus to the 8 +3. That should be this.
Amazing. GJ, I don't know what you just did then to come back on the webcam, what you moved away, but it looked like you just appeared with some big flourishy hand wave. Just like I have returned.
So that would be... Oh, that's not all bludgeoning, though. If they have radiant resistance, that will be some of the... Oh, and then...
They have... This person you're hitting, just so a bit easy calculation, has no resistances.
Okay, cool. And then we have to add +5 for the charger, because it was from the charge.
Go for it. Are you doing all this in the situational bonus, so it'll give us one nice big number at the end? Or is that manual maths here?
I have used all of it. I just forgot about the +5, so that's 30 damage.
30 damage, yeah?
Yes. 30.
There is a heavy crack in the otherwise fine breastplate, and the armored individual staggers back for a moment.
As this happens, there's like this flash of violet energy coming from somewhere around where the heart should be for Balthazar, and it travels through the maul and strikes as well, just within, just as the maul connects, it sort of travels through into the elf. Going for that additional bit of energy, that would be the spark at least.
Just like, yeah. Just check it. Level 5. Do paladins not have an extra attack at level 5?
They do, but I have used my action to dash. And then
Of course.
I was 35 feet away from him, so I had to dash to get to him.
Makes sense. Okay.
Then one powerful strike.
Anything else from you then?
Yeah, I will just growl towards them that... You bloody bastards. Huh?
Growl?
Yeah. You bloody bastards thought that you can stand up to us after we have dispatched the whole ship of you.
Bloody bastards. What an insult. It's Timothy Dalton and Flash Gordon, that. Bloody bastards. Okay. Commodore Crux is like, yes, bloody Zelixians, I'll have nothing to say about this. And you just see the most wavy again, musket being pointed, and he is going to fire. There is a screech as a large exotic violet bird topples from a nearby tree with rainbow shimmering plumage. Undeterred, the Commodore rapidly reloads, but actually stows that musket back in his belt and draws the other one, which he fires with the same drunken motion, almost like slapping it out towards the astral elf. The bird, already lying on the floor, goes again in a puff of feathers. Both shots have gone completely wild from the very drunk captain. Next elf is going to rush up next to their commander and try to strike the individual who is assaulting them. The first hit goes extremely wide.
Pathetic.
They swing again. Also misses. Laughing. Zero, it's you.
Zero's welding mask style face shield flicks down. See little pinprick red dots as he's in full battle mode. Pink crystal on his forearm. He's going to spark it up and he's going to cast Fairy Fire. Okay. Cool. And as a bonus action, he will activate his shield and activate the defensive field, gaining some temporary hit points. And he will start running forwards to the aid of his companions. And that would be Zero.
Top of the round. It's a Solstice starter.
Okay, so Solstice will stay where he is, but crouch down behind the bench and then drop like what looks like spun silk into his revolver.
No,
Oh.
don't. No, don't. Please. This
and
group.
the-
Aracles isn't even here.
Oh, right, I see now. And cast Web.
I was thinking if Aracles had been the combination of Solstice and Aracles in that big proper last session combat, I think I'd have been horrified.
And I use my reaction of Chrono Shift to make the warrior next to the Honor Guard reroll.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. What was it? A dex saving throw?
Yes. Wait,
DC.
hold on.
Oh, 16, I can see there.
The dex. That's not.
He makes it.
Okay. Okay, but the Honor Guard is restrained.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be my turn.
Okay. They are going to remind me if they're in the web and they succeed the saving throw. Can they move far? It's still difficult terrain for them, isn't it?
It's difficult terrain. It says each creature that starts its turn in the webs must make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay, right. Let's have a look then. So, dex save, DC 16. Does this person manage to avoid? They do, yeah. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 here. Hold on, Captain! And you see them looking at where the shot came from. But I do believe that will be 60. No, you're just in range. They're going to fire at you, Solstice.
Get up.
A heavy shot.
Ooh.
And they and then they fire their second arrow.
Oh boy.
22.
Should have kept my reaction.
Two heavy beam of light arrows, but you managed to cling onto it. How far did they move? That was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They will go one more. Oh, I'm on wrong button. There we go. They're going to keep moving towards you. Meanwhile, I'm guessing this one who was restrained, do they need to make a save against the restrain, or are they just restrained?
So, the
Trying to
restrained thing
remember.
can make a strength check, I believe, to get out of it.
Yeah, so
They
they...
use their action to make strength check against my DC.
Okay. They will absolutely do that because they are wrapped and surrounded by enemies. Oh, I can't imagine that beats it. A 12. Unhand me! Next up. Oh, it's you.
Unhand him!
No, Mr. Death! Phrasing!
Why
This will be
can't I?
advantage.
Oh, there. Yes. Yeah, because pack tactics as well. But oh my god. Ugh.
Did you get advantage on it yet?
I
Yeah.
did. No
Yeah,
bonus action.
Do you have multi-attack? Oh, no, was that just you?
No, not yet.
Oh,
They don't like. Not this one doesn't get multi attack. The bear does, but this one.
I'm
You're right.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it happened again. This elf is going to step up, seeing how wildly the Commodore is missing. But I think this one will not have seen Solstice from the logic of how it was moving before. This one is flanking up and trying to get some safe shots in, and Balthazar from behind, getting them nice and surrounded. The captain is not proving to be much of a of a menace so far. First arrow somehow misses Balthazar in the back. Second one. I imagine 22 hits.
Indeed.
Heavy blow to the back. That's all he can do, though. Balthazar, to you.
Bloody.
Okay. In that case. Nah. Okay. Let's.
Hold on a second. Unless I'm having a real memory lapse, sorry. What did Zero do?
I cast Fairy Fire.
Yes, you did. Sorry. I thought for a second I'd skipped over him and he was being very polite. Okay, go on, Balthazar.
Alright, I will attack. That will be with advantage, I imagine. He's restrained and
Yes.
Fairy Fire.
Yes. Uh-oh.
That will be
nice.
certainly a first level smite going into that. Well, I'll delete another point of those and let's do the critical. So that's critical and that's... if I click critical, does it note double the
I believe so.
additional
Yes.
dice? Okay, so let's do plus 2d8. And let's click critical. Solid. 32 damage. How are they holding?
The captain, one who's in charge, looks to be in a terrible, terrible way.
Shame.
You see there is blood coming out from the cracks in their armor now.
I will happily try to unhand them then. With advantage again. That should hit, I imagine. Do I want to? Yeah, sure, let's go. I can use 2 divine smites, right? It's not a problem.
I believe, like a monk, you can. If you're hitting, you can do it.
Sure, cool. Let's do it then. Plus 2d8, and I'll throw in another Astral Spark just for good measure. So that's additional plus 3. And that's normal. 25, this looks... Yeah.
They did not have much health left. Tell me how you dispatch this captain.
Yeah, I mean, I am very keen on actually going through with that promise and with the first strike, basically sever one of their arms with a
I was
crushing
waiting to
blow.
hear you describe how channeling this astral spark and this smite and all this stuff, like, it's non-lethal.
No, we don't do this here. We learned our lessons. So no, I will actually go through and with a flash of violet, a hand shall fall. Completely, like the whole arm is basically like crushed.
My arm!
So I'll leave him to bleed out on the ground, I imagine.
Jesus, yeah. They, you
Bleeding
see,
from
there's
2 stumps.
they drop the bow and their hand goes to the sword hilt and they grasp sort of near it and they miss it. And you see they sort of try to grab at it, even though you can't see their face pale. You see their steps just suddenly falter and they fall down to the floor.
Yeah, and then a second strike, I imagine, just bludgeons their hand instead. Maybe not the whole arm. That would be that. And that will... Oh no, that won't be my turn, actually. I still have movement, I still have the bonus action. And bonus action is actually more important right now. Let's see, Solstice seems to be in a bad place. That will do nothing. Yeah, I will bonus action Shield of Faith. And let's see the range. 60 feet, so that will be enough. So I will Shield of Faith, Solstice plus 2 AC for you.
Thank you.
Nice.
And
Okay.
I'll stay where I am.
Commodore Crux tries to fire again. He staggers forward a little bit and he's just as he walks towards this guy. Somewhere over the park, a child kite is punctured.
Oh my God.
I relate.
Again. Somewhere under the kite, a child is punctured. Nah, just a burst of dirt from the ground. Walking towards, just shooting. Nothing. This one is in the web, so this one needs to make a DC 16
X.
Dex save.
They have disadvantage on dex from fairy fire?
They do as well. So yeah, that absolutely no joy there. But they can attack.
With disadvantage.
Yes. Wait, do they have disadvantage on attacks they make when fairy fired?
Did you fail the dex saving?
Oh,
so they're now
yes, I
restrained,
did.
So they got.
Oh, so they become restrained if they fail it. Okay, cool. Yeah, the he will attack with disadvantage twice. Tendrils of web just creep up, and the first one misses wildly. The second one tries to get forward with a thrust. And it's so easily telegraphed, Balthazar. You're able just to
Absolutely pathetic, my friend. Let me help you with that.
0, it's you.
Zero is going to shift over here to this one and slam him with the Thunder Gauntlet. Advantageously, because he's still fairy fired. There he is.
Everything's coming up for Ilho. Oof, a heavy blow. And remind me what with Thunder Wave is. Is it he doesn't attack you, he's... Oh my god, bang after bang after bang.
Yeah, he's got disadvantage against anyone except me.
Okay.
Due to the sonic interference.
He jams with his helmet. Anything else from you? Gija living for the beats.
No, I don't
The only thing
so.
I can do this.
Oh god, I know. Okay, Solstice, it's you.
I'll stay where we are in my simple fireball with the one in front of 0. So I still have advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, does it apply to ranged?
Oh, that shouldn't
much
hit
brothers?
everyone.
Jesus. Yeah, just do when you attack and just do like plus 20 on it, just so it definitely hits. Obviously, just against the intended target. Just so we're not rubbing damage off multiple enemies. Cool. Yep.
Whopping 3.
Lancing blow.
Yep.
And I think... Yeah, that's probably me.
The one here that is being interfered with by 0 goes to back off.
I want to react against that.
Yep.
What's happening? Oh, it's because he's too far away. Bastard.
And he backs out, he drops a bow, draws a sword, and steps back in. Oh, do I have somebody else targeted as well? Oh, am I in the wrong elf? There we go, that's why I couldn't. Very, very nearly a crit on mine there. Both misses, it looks like. Swings twice, both misses. The tables are worryingly turning. Dire Wolf, is it time for it to do something?
Oh, no.
I mean, just for flavor, I'm just gonna say, O's direwolf form, Balthazar. You see, it's like just literally targeting like the only piece of armor left on this body. It's like just kind of just not doing it right. Perhaps they're inexperienced.
I've also just realised that everyone's different in the UI. Did someone turn their camera off before? I'm in the right place.
Oh, me.
But Gija is now a monkey.
Yeah.
There we go. Gija is now Balthazar.
Sorry, I think I turned it off when we had the pause.
Solstice is now Gija. Oh, Gija. There we go. That should be it.
Can't believe you've done this.
There we go. I can't believe you've done this.
Agent of Chaos. You can't? I'm an agent of chaos.
I absolutely can, yeah.
All right.
Okay, the one who now has Commodore coming towards him is going to see what's going on over here. He's going to drop his bow, draw his sword, and he's going to try and have off the drunken Commodore. Attacks against against poison targets are not advantageous, are they? Just regular.
I think
I
so.
think so.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Drunken Master or anything like that, right?
Ha, no.
Apparently,
Oh.
he does.
Very cool.
Look at all those rolls.
Oh yeah, and the Thunder Gauntlet in the pub.
Yeah.
Okay, Balthazar, to you.
Dude's got moves. Okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, in the situation that we are in, I don't think anything other than further mauling makes any sense with advantage, I believe.
Yes, because we
This
ended
one's-
up being
yeah.
restrained. We are now restrained, yeah.
Cool. Perfect. I won't be adding anything to it. Just a slam. Oh, that's pathetic.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Feels bad, man. Where's my...
Tell me about it.
Okay, there it is. Advantage. Okay. Do I want to end this faster? Nah, it's fine. We're doing well. And that's how you do it, son.
Okay. My screen is freezing.
I imagine the whole webbing is
They're
violently
hitting on-
shaking as those hits reach their target. Smashing him from left to right and then back again.
The Commodore will bring out a sword and swing it wildly. It misses. He goes for one more.
Is he still rolling disadvantage?
I will roll the second one for disadvantage because I forgot. This is a second normal roll. This counts as the second roll for first attack.
Oh my god.
It would have
He
hit.
hit something. About time.
I mean, he's been good at not being hit himself. A good rig of sparks come off the chest plate. Warrior down here is seeing the web coming up around him, seeing the creatures bearing down on him. He is not going to try and release himself. He's going to just attack. Is it disadvantage unrestrained?
Yes.
Misses, and it's always around this time in a combat that my foundry starts to really inexplicably struggle, even though much hasn't changed.
Ooh.
I'm going to just clear the chat log in case it's that building up. Don't know. Yeah, he's missing plenty. Zero, it's you.
Yes.
Zero is going to continue wailing on this guy with his Thunder Gauntlet. Don't think I have any bonuses that are appropriate. No. That is it.
Okay, top of the round. Tulsa, it's you.
Okay, staying where I am again, taking out a charge which kind of looks a bit see-through and sort of glowing a little bit blue, and just do a select. Is that within range? Oh, no. They told the dead. Did that work? Did it throw up a save for you? Wisdom save?
I didn't get. Click damage,
Alright,
and then it'll prompt me.
has he already been damaged at all?
Yeah, they've all been damaged.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, big damage.
Succeeds, but no, it's no damage.
Yeah, he
Cool animation
succeeds,
there.
unfortunately. Yeah. Anything else from you?
No.
Isn't Tolvad a cleric spell?
You can get it as always.
Can you? Oh.
Typically, yes.
Astral Elf Warrior, who is faced with Zero. He is going to use his action to disengage. And he is going to... begin
Through
to flee.
the water.
It's a shallow little stream. He is now, he has leapt in, is basically up to his hips now, though. Oh, direwolf.
If you allow it, Balthazar would sort of turn to you. This one is absolutely worthless. Try and help Commodore, maybe.
But I'll take an
Yeah, feel free to do what you want.
Happy.
Like, obviously, it's just
Well, because it's a character thing, yes. Okay, come, hit me. I'm gonna move.
Yeah, he will swing. Oh, do you get a reaction when restrained? Yeah, I feel like you do.
I don't think that's affected or restrained.
Ah! Come back a second so I can be in range. Disadvantageous anyway.
Yep.
Why is it advantageous? Oh,
Disadvantageous. Because he's restrained. Yeah,
Absolutely useless.
Okay, cool. What are you doing?
attacking this one. With advantage because pack tactic.
Yes.
Okay, new target selected.
Bold of you to assume
Right
the Commodore is your ally. It hits.
Yes! It's worked! Thank you. Thank you.
He has a saving throw, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
What is
Feed the
okay.
body and prone, but he survived.
He
So yeah, he's on his feet. Anything else from you?
no.
Okay.
That's it.
He, seeing this beast come over towards him, is going to swap and lash out at this creature bearing down on him twice.
Nice.
Mrs.
First misses. Oh, second misses. This could mean a difference. This is the same stat blocks as the last combat. Balthazar, to you.
You're ready to surrender, you pathetic soldier.
Would he have any reaction to that? Would he not?
To your sass.
To your sass. He does.
Your friend's already fleeing. Oh god damn it, probably not.
Yeah. What do you think, beast?
Well, I'll bring them all down then. I'll oblige. Whack.
I am pathetic now. No.
Anything else from you?
No, I don't think so.
The Commodore
Good.
will strike his target twice. First one hits.
Nice.
Second strike. Ah, meant to be disadvantageous. Let's have a look. A 12. So, okay, we'll say that's the first one, so both would have hit. Now I'll make the second one, which will be disadvantageous correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, looks like he still manages to hit, even though he's pissed. Not a very big blow, though. The Astral Elf, wrapped in this web. Oh, first of all, actually, make this. Oh no, he is already restrained, so you don't repeat the save to see if you are restrained or not. Once you're restrained until you break it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So he will just continue seeing his life flash before his eyes. He will attack twice disadvantageously.
Shit.
Will you react to that?
No, I cannot.
Come then! Come then!
Oh.
And you do a second one. Foul beast! Oh, but it missed! I will use my advantage to... So yeah, you just see Balthazar get brought low by this wrapped web man. Zero, it's you. You have the prison... Well, you have one escapee heading across the river. You have Balthazar being hacked up. Oh no. The water enters your circuitry. You take... Okay, yeah.
Gonna activate my Guardian armor to get a bonus to my next strength check, and I'm gonna try and grapple this guy.
Okay. $25. There's nothing on Fey Ancestry for that. Nope. Oh, 10. Got him.
Now what? My one hand is full of him, and my other hand is holding a shield, technically.
Under the water. Drown him. Hold him underwater.
Like instead of spending 6 seconds killing him, he spends like 4 rounds slowly drowning.
I will do another shove, but to knock him prone.
Oh my god, we're actually going for a drowning. Is that still another contested check, even though he's...
Yes. However, I'm pretty sure I can use my thing again. Yeah, I'm going to use the Guardian Armor again to get another bonus.
Okay. For versus the prone, he rolls a 19. You have him face down in the river. Well, either whether it's face down or not, he is either way. Is there no suffocating status? That doesn't seem
At the very
right.
least, he is subdued for now.
Yeah, I mean, he had so little health as well that shunted, knocked to the floor. We're going to say he is no longer... The blood of bleeding is the water of his lungs.
Amazing.
Okay, anything else
So
from
much
Zero?
for Saturday morning cartoon show. Nope, that's it.
Solstice.
Okay, simple one. Just a... Why is my macro is not working? Okay, a simple firebolt.
Maybe a little too simple.
Too simple.
Solstice.
And he misses. Yeah, that's me.
Oof. Okay. This chap. Oh, I said he's out. Oh,
Why is he out?
because
Oh,
because he
I
had
thought-
because he
sorry,
had
yeah.
1 HP before he was grappled, shoved face down into a river, and probably mildly electrocuted and manhandled by a robot. He's out. One HP isn't up to that. But yeah, now it's you out.
Something's wrong with the targeting. He's saying that it's too far, but he's not. But I will try again. There
You're
you
probably. There we go. Good.
Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll
You
just,
are
I'll
having
just
you are
be-
having a sort of combat that Mad gets most games. He will continue striking back at you. Oh, this guy's gonna finish the fight. He's loyal to his captain. Okay, so you're
I am now back to. Oh!
yep. You erupt back, and he makes the second strike. Any reaction to a 19? Just this upswing from the sword. And almost Terminator 2 slightly from the wound, but it reforms around. This guy, though surrounded, well, being borne down on, seems to be going to task. Balthazar, to you.
All right, little fly. Stop wriggling, please. I'll try and end this. Finally. Hopefully. Good. This guy almost dead, would you say?
He looks pretty wounded.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't look as bad as the guy who was taken down in the river.
Shit. Okay, you know what? We'll go for a second level smite then. Okay. That should be that.
Tell me how you dispatch it.
Well, I mean, this one would be like, if he's splayed before me in this webbing, I will just take a good measure of it, and with a heavy, like sort of behind the back swing, just smash at the chest plate, crushing it inside.
They go down. What next from you? We still have movement.
I know. I shall run towards O and smack at the guy. And this one is not. Is there an advantage on him for some reason? Or is there no?
No.
Okay, just regular one. Shit. A 17 has hit. I don't recall if 16's hit, so we'll make a regular swing then. Yeah. Nice.
Oof, nice.
Do I want to go
It connects.
0 spell slots? You know what? I'll use the Astral Spark instead. That's fine. So I'll just add 3 to the damage.
He looks to be in a dreadful way. Follow on that.
Okay. And I don't think I have anything for a bonus, so that's me.
Commodore lashes forward with his blade to little effect, and then tries to come into a what was once, when sober, graceful backswing that also misses. 0, you have the guy in the river. What are you doing with him? He is, for purposes of combat, defeated. Did you intend to drown him, or even trying to take a prisoner? It can be up to you.
I don't think I want to take him prisoner.
Okay.
I want him dispatched.
The spark of his life has been smothered with shine.
0 will turn around and see his allies in danger and call out,
Fear not, I'm coming.
and he's going to start running.
Through the web.
He's then going to use the gravity warp to try and shove that person out of range. Oh, he's just out of range. Oh, it's got a range of 35 feet. Damn. He will not do that. And he will... You might want to spend spell slots. You said this guy's in a bad way, didn't you?
He's in a very bad way.
He's gonna brace his forearm with the little pink crystal and shoot the lightning launcher at the guy.
Nice.
I don't know why the damage hasn't. Oh, that's weird. That took a second. Tell me how you kill him.
Yeah, a bolt of pink lightning shoots out and racks over his body, and then he falls to the ground, just kind of steaming a little.
And the music track ended perfectly for the end of combat there. How very graceful. Yes. You see people lurking on the edge of a park, looking over sort of fearfully. Some guards who had observed from far away, just trying to see anything but what they've just seen, looking deeply concerned. The park is quiet. There is a fair deal of blood. You are heavily wounded. The Commodore, entirely unscathed, looking rather enthusiastic, bit of a mop sweat going on, and his ears flapping rapidly to try and cool himself down. It's like, oh, there's nothing quite like a little tussle in the streets, is there? Should we continue on to mine so I can lay out the plans?
I think that would be best. Just seem to never learn, do they?
Excuse me, chap, and just like goes to step over the elf next to him, but kind of missteps and just crunches his chest under his heavy boot as he steps over and sort of staggers a bit as come, we're about 5 minutes away from my house.
These bows, they're long bows, right? Like, we can't really use them.
Yeah, but from the ship you saw, there is no string to them. Like, the swords have no blade. You can assume there is some sort of attunement to or trick required to using them. But you can certainly, if you wanted to loot something, you absolutely can. No pun intended.
Will they have any value?
Definitely
Probably not.
grab
sorry,
a sword
go-
hilt.
Okay, yeah.
You grab what?
A sword hilt.
Do you reckon they might be connected to their gauntlets or the armors themselves?
I would have to do some investigation.
Maybe not here.
O takes their water skin and starts trying to douse the fire very inefficiently so. But would really like to stop burning. Oh, stop. Oh.
Commodore, will we be safe at your quarters? I think we are likely to have caused somewhat of a disturbance.
I mean, judging from what's just happened here, I dare say you'll be pretty safe, yes. Don't worry, I'll take care of you all.
Right.
I would like to take a quick stop at the commander of them and try and seek for any sort of orders or anything like that. Like I don't think the last guy had anything like that, but still, maybe they are more what would I call it? Less cautious in the city, where they feel like they have the upper hand. I don't know.
So making a sort of passover of them.
Mainly the commander, but sure.
Yeah, of the commander, sorry. You find a note. It is written in a very, very elegant handwriting.
Obviously.
And it reads, "Your request has been permitted so long as discretion is observed." And it is signed Gaderick, Maine, which I will put that in here.
Well, it seems like they failed on multiple accounts. I will bring the name up to Commodore, but once we're in safe haven.
Okay, yeah. And heading off, I think that's a good point for us to leave it there. So we will turn up next time with our companions in tow as we arrive at a Commodore's house to discuss the heist that you'll be pulling. So yes, that is the end of today's session. Thank you very much, everybody, for turning up. It was an RP heavy one.
Thank you.
Which Monkey apparently bitching about, but yeah, it was enjoyable. I'm glad you got to large Luigi.
The RP.
Yeah, I enjoyed. I do enjoy your tavern downtime with this group. Quick to shoot people and attack and start fights and just approach strangers. Yes, did you notice the wizard sat with the 12 dwarves in there as well? I tried to do a few little references and to things in there.
I did have a browse, but I didn't notice anything in particular now.
But yeah,
Wizard
good.
with 12 doors. Nice.
But yeah, thank you very much, everybody. We will be back next time. We'll try and sort our date out for that. But yeah, until then, bye-bye.
Thanks, Dan.
Bye.